Call Halalim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the head apostles of GMS, and a salute to the Yakins that are tuning in. I'm the son of the bar of GMS Boston, and I'm coming back with another show. Pretty much, I ran into an article. I had run into it, during my social media and whatnot, on the news section, and this is by the New York Times. So the heading is Utah legislature overrides governor's veto of transgender athlete bill. So there's, long story short, there's been long debate on whether these transgender individuals, meaning men that are biological men, that now say they're women, competing or being part of women's team, whether that be in college, high school, or the Olympics. Now you had one example of this Edomite, all right, a freak, that just won a lot of championships in the NCAA, and is a whole dude, man, with basically a junk, and they allowed, for him to compete, and went as much as to recognize, his feat, which he ended up beating every single woman. And that's common sense because he's a man. All right. He's biologically a man. All right. But, this is why we say that America, the United States of America, the USA, is Babylon the Great. All right. According to the Bible. And it will be destroyed because of that philosophy. The philosophy aspect of you being able to do and be whatever the hell you want, be free, normalize freakism, pretty much, normalize confusion, right? Which the word Babylon is a Hebrew word for confusion, babal, confusion, where you don't know who's a woman and who's a man anymore. Because now you can, a dude just wakes up one morning and decides he wants to be a girl. He can chop his genitals, and take some hormones, and now he look like a whole woman, And this is why we're hastening and we're praying and looking forward to the destruction of this place that is spoken of in the Bible, man. Because we ourselves, we're powerless against the powers that be, because the Heavenly Father set them up. All right, the powers that be were set up by Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai to fulfill his will. All right, and now we're waiting for the end game of the Lord, which is to destroy America, man. So, I'm only going to read a few sentences, but the heading says it all, okay, of what I'm about to get into. So it says the Utah State Legislature voted on Friday to override the governor's veto and enacted a bill that would bar young transgender athletes from participating in girls' sports, making the state the 12th in the country to enact such legislations. So there's a few states, these Republicans, these far-right states, that apply common sense, right? And are trying to pretty much put a stop to this, and it just shows you how, degenerated America has become. Now, everything is an offense. Common sense is an offense. There's an all-out assault on common sense, man. There's an all-out assault on principles, scruples, whatever you want to call it. There's an all-out assault, Now, this is all prophecy. Let's see here. So this is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, right? And like I said, this is all the Lord's movies, all he's doing. Now, the golden cup that's making the earth drunk is the philosophies, all right? Starting with democracy, starting with freedom, liberty, being happy, all these things. It says that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. And that wine going into the philosophies, man. It's okay to be a homosexual. It's okay to go against the ordinances of the Heavenly Father. But yet you will call yourself a God-fearing nation. And this is why the Lord is going to judge this place so hardly, because they took on the law, statutes, and commandments, which is in the Bible. They took it upon themselves, man. When they had no business doing so. The scriptures say, what have ye to do to declare my statutes? Because, and it also says, if roughly paraphrasing, if you show a favor to the wicked by showing the laws and commandments, they basically gonna hate it, because Esau, Edom, he's a vile man. He was created to be a vile individual, a base man, a man that's a flamboyant homosexual by nature, man, that loves his woman dominating him, loves being put an apple in the mouth and being bonded up, and the woman doing all kind. And you see these things in movies, man. He's a freak. They love to dress up, and going all the way back to the Grecians. This has been happening. You got these gymnasiums. Which the word gym, I think is gymnos. If I'm not wrong, which goes back into nakedness. You got men talking to each other all naked. Their junk all out. Homosexual. This place gotta go, man. Bottom line, this place gotta go. Let me see. 2 Peter 2:6. Let's see what the scriptures say about abominations. So it says, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after shall live ungodly. So Sodom and Gomorrah was known to be a city full of homosexuality, fornication, all kinds of abominable sins. And the Most High, made fire come down from heaven. Some say meteorites, but fire came down from heaven and obliterated that place, man. And that place, as we're reading here, it's an example of what will happen if you have a nation that lives like this. So you can put two and two together and see what's going to happen to America, man. Or Babylon the Great, as is known in the scriptures, is obviously going to get obliterated by fire, man. And that fire is thermonuclear fire, which is why this world war is brewing up hot, man. There's conflicts with Russia, North Korea, and, all these nations taking sides and whatnot, is because they're getting ready to destroy America, and America will be destroyed, will not survive this Third World War, because that's the plan of the Lord. All right. Revelations 18, one of my favorite chapters in the scriptures, says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. See, that Babylon, again, is talking about the United States of America primarily. Now, there's going to be a lot of parts of the earth that are going to get hit by these nukes, because at the end of the day, these nuclear missiles are going to cleanse, the earth. They're going to get rid of all the nasty stuff that the so-called white man has put out on the earth, man. And the earth is going to be renewed. Okay. And there we go again, going into the wine in verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundances, through the abundance of her delicacies. And that's exactly what these other nations, or why these other nations imitate America so much, man, because it was prophesied that they will sit with America in bed, that they will commit fornication with America. All right, every country has a McDonald's. You know, all these countries have McDonald's. They all imitate America. Japan, they all have their freakish things going on. You know, whether it be into pedophilia, you know, homosexuality, and all these things are normalized. You know, in all these foreign nations. You know, and they allow these things, and it all stems of America. All right. And I heard another voice from heaven, this is verse 4, saying, heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plague. And those plagues are these ICBM missiles, man. So, you know, there's going to be an elect that's going to be delivered from this place, from the United States of America, presuming to Revelations, the 7th chapter, which is 144,000 mainly, the body consisting of the body of the new kingdom, all right, and their respective families and those who the Lord has mercy on, all right, you know. Now verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, and the cup which she filled to her double. And you know, America has rewarded us, you know, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Latino, with slavery, with the, you know, dirtying our minds, you know. A lot of our people are flamboyant homosexuals, man. When we are our men in our nation are strong men. We're real machos, man. And that's how you gotta be, because the Lord created men and the Lord created women. Presuming the book of Genesis, you know, the beginning, you know, the Lord created, he said, male and female created he them, you know. So, yeah, man. So destruction to America, man. You know, it's coming. Destruction's coming to America. Jeremiah, let's see here. Did I read that? Okay. Okay, Revelations, the 17th chapter. It says, and there came, this is verse 1, and there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Now, waters represent people, okay, and that great whore is talking about the United States of America. America, like I said, America sits, you know, in league with many nations of the world. You know, there's an American, you can find an American embassy pretty much in every nation of the world. Okay, you can find the American military pretty much spread out through the planet. Now it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Again, going into that wine, okay, which is the philosophies. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemies, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of fornication. All right, and that woman is definitely America. There's even a song that talks about standing beside her and guiding her. You see, and America is known as the place where the streets are paved with gold. If you talk to somebody that's never been here, you know, in a poor country or a country that's, you know, anywhere else in America, they will say that America, you know, or they will believe that in America the streets are paved with gold, because it's so much better, because this place is known as the rich place where you know, all your dreams can come true. Okay, so Revelation 17 chapter here is definitely talking about America. Now this is the 5th verse. It says, and upon her head, upon her forehead was her name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And you know, you got this movement that came out, the alphabet group, you know, that's abominable, man. That's abominable. You know, pedophilia, that's abominable. You know, adultery running rampant here, that's an abomination, man. You know, you sleeping with another man's wife, that's a sin worthy of death. Men laying with men or women laying with women is a sin worthy of death according to the Bible. Okay? And we're gonna preach this till the Lord comes back and destroys this place. It says, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. And pretty much that makes my point, concerning this article here. This is nothing new. America is known to harbor homos and whatnot, and this is why it's gonna be destroyed, man. This is why it's gonna be destroyed. America will be destroyed, man. So hopefully this is edifying. That's always the purpose.